Hello everybody, and welcome back to another new project on my YouTube channel. We are playing Belladonna. It's a short horror point-and-click adventure available on Steam, and I think this could be fun, so let's start.
Oh, the physical sensation. Pain? I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa. Yet, I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
Okay, this is our character. I don't know her name, so we don't know her name. But I think she looks interesting. Okay, yeah, we are some kind of, maybe Frankenstein's monster or something. We are reanimated, and we don't know who we are, where we are, why we are here, so let's have a look around.
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
Yes.
You look so lonely, my friend. I'll call you Eva.
Okay. The Iron Maiden is called Eva, so let's have a look at the stretcher.
My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
Okay, bookshelf?
Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Yes. So, M.W. Shelley, I think it's...
A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry.
She's not telling something new.
Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Mary Shelley is the one who wrote Frankenstein.
Now's not the time.
Okay, not the time to pull the switch. Here lies a journal page. I think we should read it.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
Yes, maybe it could. So, Wolfram von Trauerschloss, okay. It is with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gather before me the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I find myself on the threshold of my toils, a turning point, for should I fail, tonight I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpus, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. This is the final test of all my research and experimentation the past 5 years. The complete revivification of a human being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do. For my own sake and for hers, this procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter, are now pale almost to the point of transparency, with the skin stretched so thin over the cranium it threatens to rip at any moment. Her eyes, which shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery and yellowish. I have to cling to my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality Once she is brought back to the realm of the living, her eyes will light up with the flame of life, a Promethean flame stolen from the very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up, the last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. The time has come. Success. The attempt was a success. She's alive. Okay, so I think the Wolfram von Draher Schloss were or was scientist or something, and his wife died, and he brought her back to life, like us.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Better take it, okay. Oh, it's in our inventory, okay. So, let's have a look at this. A magnet.
I love magnets.
Oh! Okay, I love magnets, and I take it. So, galvanic experiment.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
It never moves when I look at it, but it just sort of twitches in my periphery. I shall name thee Twitchy the Frog.
Twitchy the Frog. Oh, what's this? Vial of oil?
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
It's wasted. I like her.
A human skull or a paperweight. I'll call it uric.
I call it uric. Okay, so we have to click more than one time on any object. So she's telling us, and she gives.
It's a brain in a jar.
Names.
I wonder what it's thinking.
I wonder what it's thinking. Yes,
it's a brain in a jar.
Okay.
I wonder what it's thinking.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand.
I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows.
It glows.
I can't tell if my reflection in the glass is too distorted or if I really look like this. Am I even a human being?
Yes. She looks like a human being. Yes, but the key in her head, this, can't find the word
That is
now.
one ugly gargoyle. Looks like a George to me.
I'm sorry. George. The gargoyle is called George. Okay, so...
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges,
Unscrew,
though.
okay. Unscrew. So, we take the screwdriver and unscrew.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up.
Oh, we have some. Maybe we can use this oil.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws.
Haha.
That should loosen them up.
So, maybe now?
I'm free.
Yes! Okay, we're good. We're good. So, the next step. Suit of armor.
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
Roland. Roland the knight. The suit of armor. Okay, anything interesting here in this area? No. Okay, but here's another journal page. We should
Another
read.
piece of paper.
Yes.
This was written long before the last one.
Okay. Work is going great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. We'll move on to larger mammals within the week. I found my life more and more polarized into two phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day. But now I spend most of my time, and indeed most of my thoughts, down here in my laboratory, only to step upstairs at night to sleep. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but it is boring and understimulating. Down here is where I make progress. Down here is what matters, and as I lie awake beside my sleeping wife, I often wish I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant, ever since that fateful night when our baby Lucas gave up his last breath. She has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she's thinking about as she silently gazes into the empty air or restlessly paces back and forth in the great hall. I, at least, am working am walking with my grief. I have turned my attention to the signs of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was untimely taken from me. This is the thought that drives me in this, the greatest of ambitions. My own son will never return. I have accepted that now. But thanks to me and my work, the cold, ruthless contrast between living and death will in the future be much softer, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has left our grief devour her whole. She's emotionally and intellectually paralyzed, it seems to me. All her creativity and quickness of thought, the wittiness of her speech and the nimble way she used to jump from one conclusion to the next. Oh, those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place. They have all been snuffed out like the flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more why I bother to go up to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. It is almost as though she's involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No, it seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I will not accuse her of that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I'm down here by myself. I'm probably just tired. I'd better try and get some sleep as soon as this rat's heart stops beating. Okay, so there were problems in the marriage of him and his wife because the baby because her
There's a long stick here.
son died
Perhaps
when
it
he
was
was
used
a
to try to
baby.
chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Okay, yes, but we read it a few moments ago. The professor or the doctor slept there?
More writings from the lonely doctor.
Okay, the doctor. Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see no conceivable escape. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something of utmost importance that I need to take care of, but that it is not yet time. That something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I'm waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but at an excruciatingly slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm the anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. I'm feverish and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is it that I'm missing? I'm spending more and more time down here with my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom most nights. I sleep, if at all, in a makeshift bunk I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is a point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I'm certain I'm advancing ever closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is as though I am powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover. A new man in her life. Someone more lively than me, perhaps? Someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to match her own by grave tragedy, unaffected humor. Yet, who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have in my memory. Our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but It has been years since this castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of the staff has left us. We are down to one girl, who dusts the cupboards and lights the fireplaces. But I don't see much of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life apart from me. Okay, yes. So he thought his wife is cheating on him. But on the other side, he's thinking
Another
she
locked
can't.
door.
I don't know.
Let's take a peek through.
Yeah, let's take a peek through. Okay.
It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands.
Okay.
I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
Yes, we have a stick.
The stick is long enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it?
Maybe,
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of
okay.
the stick.
That was easy. So,
Another
peek
locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Yes, you should. So then let's try the magnet stick.
Let's hope this works. Haha, just as planned.
Okay, just as planned.
I got the basement key.
The basement key. Okay, so then use the basement key. There's another door.
What a strange door. No handle or keyhole. It seems to have some sort of opening mechanism. Oh, I know. It's a secret entrance hidden behind a bookshelf. Only I'm on the other side of it and see only the back of the shelf.
Oh, okay. Strange inscriptions.
There are some minuscule inscriptions on the wall here.
What is this? A nail.
This is the nail from which I skillfully lifted the basement key.
Ah. Can we use it?
This is the nail from which I skillfully lifted the basement key.
Okay, then not. Cogwheels?
A couple of cogwheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back.
Yeah, I think so, but first we have to read
More
the journal
letters.
page, of course.
Has he figured it out yet?
I see now that my suspicions have been well grounded. Albeit aimed in the wrong direction, Belladonna is not seeing another man. She's seeing a woman. I'm convinced that it must be the maid. Claire, or whatever her name might be. She and Belladonna are up to something. I'm sure of it. And to think of all the hours I'm stuck down here, caught up in my dreadful work, leaving them free to roam and left to their own devices upstairs. Of course they have found each other, only living things in this whole castle besides me and my week-long rabbits. They have it all figured out. When I come up at night, they act all innocent, keeping their mutual secret from me as a playful game. But as soon as I descend into the laboratory, they are in each other's arms again. But what can I do? The progression of events are beyond my control, just like my work. I slave away in my ghoulish endeavor, making progress every hour, but never getting anywhere, and simultaneously Belladonna is slipping away from me, further and further every night, and yet nothing ever changes. Should I confront them? Storm up there hoping to catch the two in the act? Take back the life that was mine? The wife that was mine? No. I have no reason for my silly suspicions, no evidence whatever, merely a thought stuck in my brain refusing to leave. So, I remain passive, as always, and each new day is one more where I am unable to make an action, unable to change my wretched situation. Okay, I think... Oh, we have the cogwheels. Okay, I think, the second is the square. Sorry, I have to concentrate. Square socket. Oh, yes, okay. And the small cogwheel in the middle. Yes! Okay. Yes, so now he thinks that his wife has an affair with the housemaid.
The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life.
Oh, this
He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
the man who left us the
It's
journal
warm.
pages.
I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is.
Okay. Mortar and pestle.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time.
Okay. Candlestick.
A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be 2 of them.
Okay. Let's have a look at the bowl before
A
we
beautiful
read,
china bowl. It looks hand-painted.
before we read the pages again. An
The
urn.
name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son.
Oh. Yes. He wrote that his son dies when he was a baby. That's very hard.
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
Okay. It is clear to me what I must do. I'm now convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid, but my logical mind tells me there is no other explanation. For countless hours I have pondered this situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours are hours I could have spent thinking about my work. It is clear to me that I will never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzles at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason that my research progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace. So it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I want back into my life, so I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is she that must go. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear this would not resolve anything. The 2 of them would still know of each other, and they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at a secluded rendezvous. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must get rid of the maid for good. A plan is already taken from my head in the greenhouse out back. I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have is called deadly nightshade, an interesting plant with many medical uses, but its real comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already at a small doses. Preparing a powder from this poisonous plant is not at all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have ample opportunity. They are not aware I know the truth and thus suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. Its scientific, the Atropa belladonna. The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl strayed too close to the belladonna, and that would be the death of her. Okay, she plans to murder the housemaid. I think this man is a little bit crazy. Let's have a short look at the time. Yes, a little bit. Okay, I think it's enough time to read.
I wonder where the other candlestick is gone.
What? Oh, missing candlestick. Okay, sorry.
The story is so sad.
Yes,
I don't even
think
know
so.
if I want to read this one.
I think you should. My wife took the wayward maid's death harder than I had expected, further confirming my suspicions that they were indeed having a secretive love affair. She's passionate and irrational, raging all day and crying all night. Where a few months ago the cold shroud of silence lay over our house, now there is the what? The wailing shrieks of bedlam. One should think that she would be used to dealing with the grief of lost loved ones by now. However, in all sincerity, I don't believe she was ever as afflicted by the death of our only son as I was. I also suspect that she might have guessed I had something to do with her lover's demise. If she wouldn't talk to me before, now she yells and barks at my every movement. I hardly leave my laboratory these days. I even have a small bed down here, where I sleep the few hours when I'm not working. All the while she prowls around upstairs like a hungry tiger and attacks me over futile nitpicks as soon as I poke my head out. What happened to the love we shared when we married? We were going to live together in her inherited castle. We were going to have children together. Now all I get is abuse and a cold bed in the basement. All I want is for things to go back to the way they were before all of this. Okay, but when they were friends, Belladonna and the housemaid, then it's clear that she's
A dead body.
Oh, okay. Have a short look at the time. Yes, okay.
It's the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss. He's dead. And what's more, he's been murdered. But who could have done this?
Yes, who could have
some clues
done
around.
this? Yes, but we will look for clues and we will search for clues in the next episode, in the next part. For now, I will make a cut. I hope you liked it, and I hope we will see in the next part of Belladonna. And till then, stay safe.